Hey, how's it going, you two? Well, the second week of the 2025 college football, the second week of the 2025 college football season is in the books. And my Tide beat Louisiana Monroe 73-0. Yeah, I know it's a cupcake team, but hell, when's the last time Alabama beat a team 73-0? I tell you when, 1951. So, therefore, while watching the game, I did see some improvement. A little improvement. I think there needs to be a lot more improvement, but I did see a little improvement. You know, the offensive line was blocking better, but I know y'all thinking pretty much the same thing. I'm thinking, yeah, it was a cupcake team, but the way I see it, if they'd have played this cupcake team like they played Florida State, without hardly any pulse, they'd have played them like that, I think it'd have been a closer game. It'd have been more like 24-10. So, like I said, I seen a little bit of improvement, but not much. The defensive line still seems weak. They don't, out of two games, I believe, what was they said? They only had one sack out of two. They only had one sack out of two games. But the quarterback played, receiver play. I did see improvement there. In the offensive line, I seen improvement. But their defensive line, well, it starts with the defensive coach. It starts with the defensive coordinator. He's calling the wrong defense. Where the hell this swarm is, the swarm defense, where the hell he calls it, he needs to get away from it. He, like I said in my last video, he needs to call like a 4-3. Whatever defense he's trying, you know, sending only 3 or 4 men, we ain't got enough beef on the line for that. You know, compared to most defensive lines, our defensive line is light right now, especially with Tim Keenan out. We ain't got enough beef to run the defense that he's running. You know, our defense, the guys we got on our defense would be best suited to run the 4-3. Like I said many times before, but this swarm shit, wherever the hell he calls it, he needs to get away from it. Well, but, where was I at? Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. Total yards, Alabama had 583 total yards, and Louisiana Monroe had 148. Yeah, that's a big improvement on offense, especially considering last week. And my quarterback, Ty Simpson, the first Alabama quarterback to ever go 17 for 17, had a great game. But even though it was against a cupcake team, he showed a lot of improvement, which I'm telling y'all, from where I seen him play, the kid's good. And I seen on social media he's still getting bad comments, and everybody saying they should start Austin Mack or Keelan Russell. Well, I saw Austin Mack play. He's got a hell of an arm, a strong arm. But the few passes I saw him throw, about 3 or 4 of them, he threw behind the receiver. Although, yeah, they did catch it, but they had to turn back around to catch it. But a little improvement on his accuracy, yeah, he'll be great. As far as Keelan Russell, I don't want to start him too soon. Like I said before, you know, he's the future of Alabama. That's if he don't transfer, and I hope he don't. But I think he needs to sit, buy his time, and wait, you know. Let him get his feet wet before he gets thrown in the fire. I don't think he's quite ready yet. Yeah, he played good against Louisiana Monroe. I just don't think he's ready yet. And a quarterback and a recruit like Keelan Russell, a 5-star recruit like Keelan Russell, I'm nervous to have him playing behind that. I hate to say this about my Tide, but I'm nervous about having him play behind a weak offensive line. Well, weaker than what we used to having. But my Ty Simpson, he shows he can get out of the pocket and pass the ball if he has to. He did that on the 42-yard touchdown pass to Jimmy Bernard, even though it got called back on a bullshit penalty. It was pass interference, all right, but it wasn't offensive pass interference. It was defensive pass interference. the defensive back was interfering with Jimmy Bernard's route, but you know how that goes. You know how the refs are with Alabama, 90% of the time, especially during the away games, we have to play the team in the refs, but I'm not going to get into all that. I'm not going to use the refs as an excuse for anything, but it was a bullshit call. And on top of that, our Cole Adams, our punt returner, when he returned the punt, almost had a touchdown, but he got stopped by their punter. He got stopped by Louisiana Monroe's punter, but it wasn't a legitimate tackle. Louisiana Monroe's punter clotheslined Cole Adams, and that should have been flagged, but it wasn't. But, what can you do? The NCAA ain't going to do nothing about refs. So, what can you really do? Anyways, back to some of the stats. Let's see. Like I said, Ty Simpson, he was 17 for 17. And he had, how many? Let's see. What is it? 226 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. And Austin Mack was 8 of 10 and had 80 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Keelan Russell, he was 4 of 6 with 65 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Let's see, and then A.K. Deer, 5 attempts, 76 yards and a touchdown. Of course, if I remember correctly, that one touchdown was a 56-yard run. I could be wrong, but I believe I'm right on that. And let's see, Kevin Riley, he had, 11 attempts and 69 yards. To me, out of all the running backs, Kevin Riley seems to be the better back. A little bit better blocking. He can have some explosive plays. But the thing is, even though we did beat Louisiana Monroe 73-0, and I did see some improvement, I don't know about this team, guys. As much as I hate to say it, it's just this coaching staff, they look too weak for the SEC. And that defensive coordinator, oh God, he still ain't learned yet. Although he did shut Louisiana Monroe out, but again, it's Louisiana Monroe. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of my Tide. But this DC, man, he's not only weak, he's bad. I know DeBoer's got a great coaching history. That may be great. What he's done may be great for the Pac-10, even though the Pac-10 don't exist no more, but this is the SEC. Personally, I think him and his staff is too weak for the SEC, and our team reflects that. Usually your team will reflect the coaching. And that's why our teams, and again, I hate to say this about my Tide, they're weaker than what I'm used to seeing. If we're gonna have a good season, have a chance at a conference championship, at least make it to the conference championship, they're going to have to do something, and this coaching staff's going to have to, grow some cojones. You know what I mean? They're going to have to toughen up. But I hope I'm wrong. I just don't see this coaching staff doing anything in the SEC. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope they prove me wrong. We're definitely going to find out Saturday about where we're at when we play Wisconsin. I don't know. Last time I checked, I don't think Wisconsin's ranked, but they are a Power 4 team. So we will find something out. Oh, and then another thing I want to touch on, too. I hate to say this because he's a good kid. Very talented, but he's distracted right now. Ryan Williams, from what I saw this past weekend, our offense played a hell of a lot better without Ryan Williams. Right now, I think he's a huge distraction. Painting his nails and carrying stuffed animals to games. Man, I know kids in today's society are a lot different than what we were. But if you got to have what they call a stress, something to relieve a stress, what the hell they call that? A stress teddy bear? Man, have it in the locker room. Don't be carrying it on the walk into the stadium. But Ryan Williams, main thing he's concerned about, main thing he got his focus on is stuff like this right here. Great game, by the way. But the point I'm making is this is Ryan Williams' main focus. Getting NIL deals and advertising. And another thing, Ryan Williams, he's mainly for speed and catching, you know. He don't need to be a slot receiver. He don't need to be going on the inside. The receivers I think we need to be playing that needs to be playing the slot is Isaiah Horton and Jeremy Bernard. You know, they're tougher receivers. Ryan Williams, he's more of a speedster. He needs to be playing on the outside. You know, for the big, deep, wide open plays, you know. Have Bernard and Horton work inside. And that new kid, the freshman receiver, I was really impressed by him. He did great filling in for Ryan Williams. What was his name? Let's see. Lotzier Brooks. I think that's how you pronounce his first name. Lotzier Brooks. I thought he did exceptionally well. Made a few catches, you know, made some good blocks. I thought he did well, and I think he should be a starter, but this coaching staff. I think y'all know how I feel about this coaching staff. But like I said, man, I'm impressed with Ty Simpson's quarterback play. I hope he can play like that more under pressure, because you're going to see Saturday when we play unless our offensive line gets even better than what they have been these past two Saturdays. Like I said, they improved this past Saturday, but they need to get a little bit better, because once we get into playing Power 4 teams, especially when we get that, let's see, what is it, week 5, even though that's our 4th game, because week 4 we have a bye week, but in week 5, during our 4th game, when we get in the SEC play against Georgia, although Georgia didn't look strong on offense, they didn't do too good against their cupcake team, but when we get into playing teams like that, I got a feeling Ty Simpson's going to be under pressure a lot, unless our offensive line improves. But like I said, they did do better this past Saturday, but I think they still need to improve a little bit more, you know, before we start playing Power 4 teams. I'm wanting to say Power 5. That's what I'm used to saying. That's why I'm kind of hanging up before I say it. It's really hard saying Power 4 now, but once we get to playing Power 4 teams, unless our offense proves a great deal, somebody likes a fire under their ass, Ty Simpson's going to be playing under a lot of pressure. And he's good at scrambling, and he can roll out and pass the ball. And I'm hoping he gets even better at it, you know. But time will tell. We'll see if Ty Simpson's our quarterback. So far from what I've seen, I'm impressed. He's starting to show everything I thought he would show, you know. I'm still behind him. Well, I'm always going to be behind him, but I would tell you if I think he needs to be benched and somebody else needs to start. But so far with Ty Simpson, so far, so good. I don't care what anybody says. He's my quarterback, and I'm proud of him. But anyways, I hate to stray off the subject, but I kind of want to introduce y'all to a family member of mine. Come here, Bryant. Bryant, come here, buddy. Come here. You want to say hey to everybody? Come here. Oh, you heavy. I got a pit bull mix right here named Bryant. Of course, y'all don't have to guess why his name's Bryant. Say hey to everybody, buddy. I just wanted to introduce you. I didn't get to introduce you last year. I got a few more too, but Cooper, come here, buddy. Come here, Coop. Here's my Chiweenie Cooper. And I can imagine y'all know why I named him Cooper. I named him after Amari Cooper, but we call him Cooper. That's actually his name, Cooper, but it comes from Amari Cooper. So this is my Chiweenie Cooper. I may have them in some more of my videos. You look a little camera shy. I don't know. It'll be up to them, but I may have them in my videos. And when I go visit family during Thanksgiving, y'all get to meet my dad. He's going to do a video on Rivalry Weekend video where he picks who he thinks he's going to win in each rivalry. Like the Egg Bowl, who he thinks he's going to pick between who you think's going to win between Ole Miss and Mississippi State, Alabama and Auburn. The way Alabama's playing right now, I don't know if he's going to be in a good mood that day if they still playing like that by then. But anyways, y'all going to meet my dad, Papa Tide. That's his name on my channel is Papa Tide. And y'all meet him come around Thanksgiving, around rivalry weekend. But anyway, that's about all I have. So I'll see y'all in my next video when I do the Alabama and Wisconsin pregame. And as always, roll Tide and God bless.